Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to be doing a video in collaboration with Miller Harris. I'm going to be doing a buying guide for you guys. They reached out to me and offered to send me a sample set, and I tried the entire line and I picked 9 of my favorite fragrances, and I want to share with you all the ones that I picked and what I think about them. This is a brand that I've seen all over Instagram. It's one that I was always curious about, so when I got the opportunity to try out their fragrances, I was really excited, jumped at the offer to try out a discovery set. So the quality of these fragrances are top notch and they're very natural. Maybe you guys will discover a new house. So let's just jump into it with the most popular one. I think this is the one that I've seen, everyone talking about. This one is called Scherzo. This really beautiful, feminine, kind of chypre style rose fragrance. Beautiful, kind of floral, ambery perfume. In the top, we have tangerine and artemisia, and in the mid, we have a lot of rose with a base of oud, a lot of vanilla, and some patchouli. And I think it is a really beautiful take on that classic like rose oud or rose patchouli fragrance. It's very classy and very timeless, but at the same time, it's very modern in a way. It's one of those fragrances that I think is just a dumb reach that could be worn for any situation. And in a way, it's very hypnotizing. It's just very feminine, grown woman, not mature in any way, but I think that basically anytime that you wear a rose, it's like you are a boss bitch, right? You are put together and you are beautiful and in your feminine, and I think that fragrance really emits that when you're wearing it. And like I said, I think it's one of those fragrances that you can wear basically universally for like anything. You could wear this for daytime, it could be a signature scent, it could be a date night fragrance or a bedtime fragrance, if you catch my drift. You could pull this off, I think, at the office if you really wanted to. It's just really nice, very well versed, and if you like that kind of combination, rose oud or rose patchouli, you'll really enjoy this. This is Scherzo. So the next fragrance that we have is Oud Eclat. This kind of goes in an opposite direction of the last fragrance. And I will say also that I love this bottle design, this like matte black with this golden plate. All the bottles are really nice, beautiful packaging, really like heavy and sturdy feeling. I really appreciate that. And the atomizers are very good as well. So Oud Eclat, which my French is absolutely horrible, so I'm sorry. But when I was testing this out, the very first thing that popped into my mind when I smelled it for the first time was Christmas. It smells like Christmas in a bottle, but not in the way that you typically think of Christmassy scents, It's not like a very overly gourmand fragrance. This isn't gourmand at all, but usually when I think of Christmas scents, I think of like angel share, Italica, things like that, really gourmand fragrances. But this smells like a beautiful Christmas tree, but with a lot of sweetness. In the top, this has oud and cashmere wood, which you guys know I'm obsessed with anything with cashmere in it. In the mid, it has that balsam fir, that like Christmas tree note. It has some floral notes, a little bit of nutmeg, which really adds to that like Christmassy vibe, and some amber. And in the base of this, we have sugar, some moss, and leather and musk. And there is definitely 100% a sugary undertone to this, but I wouldn't say that it's really overly sweet or cloying in any way at all. It's sweet, but it's not like syrupy sweet. I think it would work in the winter, but it's more of like a very fresh oud fragrance. But for me, the oud is there, but it's definitely like that balsam fir note is the star of the show. It's what really comes through in this. It's very unique. Like I'd never smelled a fragrance that smells like a Christmas tree, but in the best way. And there's something about this that makes it very cozy. It just makes you feel very like very safe and happy and cozy. It's really, really good. Very attractive. On a man as well, this would be very sexy, but a girl could totally pull it off as well. I will definitely be wearing this because I love this scent profile. I think this is a very, very easy to wear oud fragrance. If you're new to oud, you're a beginner oud wearer, definitely check this one out because it's really, really good and really unique for an oud fragrance. I've never smelled an oud combination like this before. So Oud Eclat. So the next one that we have here is Reverie de Bergamote, which is another one of my loves. A really pretty, fresh, very natural, realistic, citrusy perfume. So perfect for the upcoming summer. Oh, it's so good. And I really appreciate it because there's just sometimes when you smell these really overly citrusy scents that just smell so artificial, but this smells so natural and realistic. Beautiful orange note in this, mandarin orange. It's the total opposite of Christmas. This one just screams summer, vacation in Europe. really elegant and pretty and refined. Very, very aromatic, very citrusy, and very realistic. Like I said, that orange, it's like you're walking through Italy and you're walking past like bergamot trees or orange trees. There is a kind of greenness to this as well. Like I said, it's like you're walking through like orange grove. In orange grove, yeah, that's the word, Erica. You smell the leaves and you smell the woodiness and you smell the orange. It's just a beautiful aroma. But there is also a little bit of weight to this. It's pretty light, but it feels like it'll have some lasting power to it. It's not like a very, like the orange is a little creamy in this. There's some creaminess to this definitely that I think will really help with the longevity of this. You know, that's one of the downfalls of a lot of citrusy fragrances is that they don't last that long, but this one I think will do pretty well, especially in the heat. So when I go to France in October, I'm definitely going to be bringing this one with. This one also has some like basil and some rosemary. It adds to that greenness, some coriander, some vetiver, sandalwood, and patchouli. So like I said, it has some depth to it, some weight to it, but the orange is really, it really comes across in this, just so natural and beautiful, fresh, citrusy fragrance. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. And so next we have Rose Silence. This one has a totally different kind of bottle design. And this one is more of a modern take on a rose fragrance. This one isn't like that typical spicy rose fragrance. This one is more floral than anything. It's definitely not as spicy or dimensional as Scherzo, the first one that I talked about. This one is very innocent smelling. It's really stunning, very, very, very girly. There's definitely a fruitiness to it as well. I think there's like rhubarb in this, almost like slight Delina vibes, but without that heaviness and overly cloyingly sweet Delina. Like Delina can be a little sweet sometimes for some people. This kind of vibes in that direction, but it's more, it's very innocent. It's very girly, youthful, and fun. So this one has blackcurrant and mandarin orange. The mid in this is some rose and a base of patchouli. I don't really get the patchouli at all in this though. I think that if you like fragrances like Musk Noir Rose by Narciso Rodriguez, you'll definitely really love this one. It's the same kind of vibe, like very young and fun and innocent. So if you love rose fragrances, but you don't like typically spicy, a little more mature smelling rose fragrances, you'll definitely love this one, Rose Silence. The next one that I'm going to talk about is probably one of my favorites that I discovered. This one is called Myrica Muse. And I love the bottle color, of course. I love how the different collections have these really different, unique, colorful bottles. This one I think is one of their newer additions, and this one is for all of the strawberry lovers out there. This is a stunning, stunning strawberry fragrance with some booziness, really, really fun and playful scent. It's exactly how I like my sweeter fragrances to have that dimension and like a little bit of flirtiness to it. So like I said, in the top, this has strawberry, it has some bay leaf, has some mandarin orange and some pink pepper. I wouldn't say the pepper really comes across too much in the top in this at all. In the mid, it has some musk, rose, patchouli. You'll find that that's kind of like a very common theme throughout this house, right? It's just these very pretty, natural floral scents with a base of rum, vanilla, and benzoin. And this one is really musky. Really musky. You guys know that I am a huge lover of musky, fruity, kind of spicy fragrances. But even though it is very musky, it does have this very smooth, boozy vanillic undertone. It's definitely very present in this. And I'd say the dry down is more of this really pretty floral musky scent. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And another one that is just very unique. I've not smelled a combination like this that is strawberry with some booziness, but not a ton of spice. There is a little bit of dimension here, but it's really not that spicy. It's very boozy and strawberry and vanilla. That's what I get. And musky, a lot of musk. I love, love, love the sweetness in this, that it's really sweet, but it's not cloying sweet. Really good. Like I said, this one was probably one of my favorite discoveries. Myrica Muse. Perfect for the summer. Love it. I had a friend with me and this was their absolute #1 favorite. They said, you have to get this one. It goes in a darker, more dimensional direction. This is Leather Rouge. It's definitely a much darker direction with a very distinctive raspberry note in this. It's almost like, and I hate to compare fragrances, but I just want to kind of say like, oh, if you like something, then you'll like this. This to me is like a really pretty combination of like Tom Ford's Tuscan leather, you know, that very unique raspberry note, and oud wood. Really feels like a nice combination, middle ground between those two fragrances. In the top, we have a really, really nice distinctive raspberry note. There's some saffron and black pepper. In the mid, there's some red rose and orris and some violet. You definitely get this kind of like orris butter. There's like this cool edge to it with the violet and the orris. It is slightly lipsticky, but it has that leather that really rounds it all out and really softens it, especially with this very buttery orris. It's very mysterious, very alluring fragrance. Definitely unisex, but I think as a woman, this is a very easy leather fragrance to wear. If you've been searching for a leather fragrance that is a little more sweet and feminine, this is definitely it. But a man could totally rock it as well if you like sweeter things. I'm very excited to wear this because, as you guys know, I love to wear some leather for myself. So definitely going to be rocking this one. Leather Rouge. Really, really nice. We only have a couple more. This one is called Powdered Veil. Pretty like baby pink bottle. As you would guess, just based off of the bottle color and the name, it's a very like clean, powdery, fresh linen kind of scent. It's very, very, very airy and powdery, and also very peppery. It's very powdery and very peppery. So if you like that kind of combination, this like clean linen, that girl aesthetic with like some pink pepper, very powdery fragrance, you'll definitely love this one. But for me personally, it's one that I would maybe wear like right out of the shower going to bed, like a nighttime going to sleep scent, because it is nice, very clean. There's a lot of florals in this, like geranium. There's some orchid with a base of amber, some cashmere, sandalwood, patchouli, and a bourbon vanilla. So as this dries down, it does get a little less powdery. It kind of brings out that really creamy base of that bourbon vanilla. It is like a very that girl fragrance, very like clean aesthetic and really easy to wear, just like if you, like I said, jumping out of the shower, going to bed, or even if you just want something simple that makes you smell really nice and clean to run errands or something like that, you'd really enjoy this. But you just have to get through that very, very, very powdery opening. So this is Powdered Veil. So this is where I could really use those French lessons. This is Coeur de Jardin. Coeur de Jardin. I have to call my friend Kelsey. She's my French tutor. I do that all the time. I send her pictures of bottles. I'm like, how do you pronounce that? So shout out to you, Kelsey. This is another one of their like original creations, one of their OGs. This was launched in 2015. Almost like slightly soapy, clean scent as well. I wouldn't say that the last one was soapy at all. It was just very, very powdery. Powdered Veil, not soapy, but this one does have a little bit of a soapy undertone to it. But there's also something in here that's just very cool, very, very dimensional and different. Beautiful floral. It's very ambery. I think that's what it is. It's a lot of amber, but there's a very peculiar sweetness. It kind of like reminds me also of like champagne, like a very bubbly, effervescent champagne. In the top, it has this pear note, it has some peach, it has bergamot and lemon with a mid of jasmine and Turkish rose, tuberose and vanilla with a base of patchouli, musk, moss, orris, and amber. And now that I've read the notes, my thoughts have changed a little tiny bit. This is really pretty like date night scent. The pear, it's like this pear flavored champagne kind of scent. Very effervescent, very bubbly, very fun, but very elegant. That's something that I really have enjoyed about discovering these fragrances, is that these are just all so modern. There's nothing like old lady or overly mature about any of these. They're all very young and youthful and very fresh and beautiful. And I think these are all absolutely amazing for this summer. This one is so fun, like this at night. Oh my God. That champagne-y, pear, peachy smell is just beautiful and totally unique. Because I've been seeing a lot of fragrances coming out recently, right, that have that like champagne kind of note, but none of them smell like this. There's something very unique about this. Love this one. Oh my gosh. I might take back my Myrica Muse. This one might be my top one. Wow. So the last one that we have here is another one in these really cool black bottles. This one is La Fumee Alexandrie, and this is another very like woody rose fragrance. And my first impression when I smelled this was that it's a very elevated and sophisticated, very sexy rose fragrance for a man. You guys know I'm always recommending men to try out some more rose dominant fragrance, more feminine leaning fragrances. This one is it. This is so sexy on a man. Of course a girl could wear it, but this just takes a man to like the next level. This just screams like rich, sexy man in a bottle. Like you just add this on top of a nice outfit and wow, the elevation that you'll get from this is just otherworldly. So good. Very impressive, like leathery, incensey scent. It has a top of lychee and some cumin, Italian mandarin, a mid of Turkish rose, geranium, incense, and cinnamon. There's a little bit of this fun one spice in this with a base of agarwood, birch, sandalwood, and amber. And I have to say, after trying all these fragrances, like Miller Harris does rose fragrances like no one else. The way that they craft these is just phenomenal. I really was not expecting to be so blown away by this whole house. Everything that I tried was just amazing. There were some that were not totally up my alley, but all of the ones that I picked to do this buying guide with you guys is just, they're all incredible. And I'm so excited to be wearing these because I plan on doing a lot of traveling this summer and maybe in the fall as well. These are all amazing fragrances to bring with, like to go to Europe, to go to the beach, like just summer vacation in general. These are all so beautiful and elegant, super elegant. All these fragrances were just very like old money vibes, if you know what I mean. So if that's your aesthetic and you resonate with any of the fragrances that I talked about or the notes, they all have this really beautiful natural like DNA at the heart, like I said. And if you guys are interested, this is definitely a house that I would recommend checking out. And I have a discount code for you guys if you would like. The link will be in the description as well for you to check out. If you guys are interested in any of these fragrances have resonated with you, my descriptions, I really recommend that you guys try them out. At least get a discovery set at the very least. It's definitely worthwhile. Wow is all I can say. These fragrances were above and beyond my expectations. I'm so excited to have these amazing perfumes in my collection. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below if you've ever tried Miller Harris. What is your opinion on them? Is there one that I recommended that you guys might be interested in? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.